What's going on, everyone? Matt Layton, Shawn Battle. Welcome back to another real estate video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the most competitive real estate market in the United States. It's a market that Shawn and I are very familiar with. Spoiler alert, it's our home market of Arlington, Virginia. Shawn, how's it going today?
Good, Matt. We have been saying this over and over again for months now, for 9 months, I think. Our market has heated and heated and heated, and it has not stopped. And it's evident in everything that we're doing. It's a tough market for buyers. It's an excellent market for sellers. When's it going to stop? Who knows? Is it going to keep going? Everybody's betting that it's on the rise and going to keep going, you know?
So what I want to do is, if you're watching on YouTube, I may take the clips of our predictions because I was wrong. This is a long-term play. This isn't something that's going to spike immediately. I thought it would take some time, and I thought some of the outward markets like Fairfax would extremely increase, but it turns out obviously Crystal City, obviously Arlington and Alexandria have seen extreme price increases like $200,000. So the report that we're looking at ranks the competitiveness score from Redfin. So unlike the Redfin estimate, this one looks like it's a little more accurate. And what it does is it looks at days on market, list to sale price, number of contracts, which I'm not quite sure how they got the number of contracts.
It's a tough figure to get because we don't put it anywhere in our system.
Yeah,
so.
that one might be a little
It could
bit
be lies.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
And Arlington and Alexandria were 1 and 2 in the entire United States. And you know, for the past couple of weeks, since this article came out, I should say, I've had friends like send me the article, like, oh, did you see this? Do you know what I do? Do you know I'm a real estate agent in Arlington? Have I seen it? I have literally been living it for the past 9 months. When they send it to me, it's just another article. I'm not surprised. In fact, I'm surprised that people are surprised that it's the #1 market in the United States because every single offer that we're writing is over list price. Every single offer is waiving contingencies. And on the sales side, every single condo, every single property, for the most part, is getting multiple offers, is escalating way above list price, and is getting a huge buyer frenzy. So am I surprised? Absolutely not.
No, and the thing is, there are certain price points that are naturally going to take longer. But the price points, you know, under $1 million single family homes, under 800 for condos, even higher than that for condos. But I mean, every single one, we settled 3 or 4 in the past couple of weeks. Every single one competitive. I mean, squeaking by the littlest things to get these things under contract. I represented different buyers, 4 contracts on one, 2. I beat out 2 contracts on one that had never hit the market. It was just coming soon. So think about that. I mean, there is so much competition, and we'll let you know how this one goes, but we just listed one today in Park Fairfax, priced at $4,099. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Shows amazingly we've been getting a lot of action in the coming soon status.
My phone's been blowing up over that one.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be great, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that price point in Alexandria.
You're holding it open this Sunday.
Yeah. So average days on market in Arlington right now is around 11. In Alexandria, it's 14. And the article is like, oh my gosh, it's decreased significantly. It used to be 27 days on the market. And we just came back from a real estate conference in Anaheim where there's 6,000 real estate agents from across the nation. And you know, I'm asking some of these New York brokers, like, hey man, how's the real estate market in New York? And they're stunned. They look at each other. They're like, bro, it's slow. We're dying up here. It's so slow. So the fact that, you know, the average is 27 and then it went down to 11 is insane. It's literally insane. And some of these brokers at this conference are like, yeah, you got to work with buyers. I work with all buyers, 90% buyers. Like, dude, if you're working with 90% buyers in Arlington, every single buyer is writing a multiple offer. You're having that conversation with every single buyer. How do you tell first-time home buyers that you can't do a home inspection? They have to escalate $30,000 over list price. That you have to waive your financing contingency. That is a tough conversation to have, and a conversation that we have to have with our clients seemingly on every purchase. You had a client recently that said she never pays above list price.
Never pays above list price, first contract she
How'd that
wrote.
work out?
Honestly, she paid above list price, waived her home inspection, waived the finance contingency, waived portion of the appraisal contingency. She wrote a contract before that we never submitted because it was already above list price, and something turned in her mind and said, you know what, if I'm gonna buy, I have to go hard on it, and we got it.
So you went above list price. What did it sell for?
So it was listed at $549. We got it for $565.
$565, and then we met with 2 other agents later that day, and they were like, "You got it for $565. That's
an
a steal.
amazing deal.
That's an absolute
It appraised higher than that. It appraised higher. So we weren't wrong in our valuation. We had her waive the appraisal up to about $6,000 in appraised value. So if it appraised low, we would pay up to $6,000 in that difference. And that was enough to get it. And truthfully, we didn't have to pay anything at closing because it appraised enough. It appraised higher than what we had contract for. So you have to be aggressive in this market. You have to know your values. You have to do your research to find out where this could go and if it makes sense. And I settled another one on Monday in a different building where we went a lot higher than the last sale, but the trend over the last 8 or 5 months was humongous. So I said, listen, I think we should stop here. I think this will get it. And it ended up getting it, and it ended up appraising. It appraised for contract price at that point. But using the right lender is key. Make sure that you're using a local lender because they have the right appraisers. They know the market. They know what's going on. Right?
Yeah, and I think it also goes to show you that the list price is irrelevant. It has no bearing. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that matters is what the buyer is going to pay for it and what the bank is going to appraise it for. Now, recently I began some YouTube comments, and they've all been from one guy. And it's,
I think he commented on one of mine too, right?
Well,
Same
this
guy?
is a different troll.
Okay.
This is someone that I know. This is someone that went to a rival high school. And I don't know if I took his girlfriend in high school or something. Probably not, because I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. But he's commenting like, prices are inflated. I can't believe you're doing this. Dude, I'm not setting the price, man. Like the seller is like, hey, what do you want to do? Okay, we'll go here. If it doesn't sell in 5 days, we know it's overpriced. And he's like, the price is inflated. I'm like, all right, we'll tell that to the 4 people that bid over and the 5th person that won the contract. So are the prices, that brings me to another point, the recession, right? Every single recession that we've had, what has happened to real estate? It's gone down for the most part. It hasn't, I mean, if you look at some charts, maybe some have gone up, but for the most part, it's gone down. I don't think we're going to get a mortgage crisis coming up or a
housing crisis.
A housing bubble.
Yeah, people are saying recession and housing crisis, 2 totally different things. So the housing is insane right now. If you're not in the market and you're saying, hey, prices are inflated, well, then you're just not in the market. You don't know what's going on. We're living this every day. We've been saying it for months. We are extremely hot. I've been doing this 16 years. This is the hottest market I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's hotter than 2004, 2005. I mean, it just is.
And everyone's like, oh man, if only I bought in 2014, if only I bought in 2012. When I would have bought in 1970.
Yeah.
And then in 1980 when I wasn't even born. And then in 1990.
And
then
Apple stock. And,
and then in 2000. But if you never get in, you're going to miss out on everything entirely. So we may look back in 10 years and be like, man, prices were crazy then, but I should have bought then. Because I asked people who buy in 1980, who buy in 1990, what were you thinking? Why did you choose to buy then? You know what they say? I could barely afford it, but I wanted to buy and I thought it was the right thing and I was just scraping by. Well, people that buy now, some people can barely afford it, right? They have well-paying jobs, they can barely scrape by, but they still get in, and then 10 years later, things appreciate.
And the difference is, back in the 80s and 90s, the interest rates were 15%.
Right.
We're looking at record low interest rates, so you have to take that into account. 3 point whatever, my client closed at 3.5%, 30-year fixed just on last week. Think about the price difference in a percent of your loan, right? What are you paying in a difference in your loan? Yeah, prices are going up, but your interest rates are so low. So if you wait and those interest rates go up, then guess what? You're paying a lot more every month. Yeah. So this is a great time, regardless of the competition. Historically, interest rates are disgustingly good.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that this market is going to still keep going. the inventory is still so low. How many places came on this week? 2?
Yeah,
like
3
it's
maybe.
ridiculous. Yeah, so the people are holding. Sellers, for the most part, are holding. What's that doing to our market? It's, again, the demand is huge. The inventory is low. It's causing this increase. So it's going to keep happening. I think it's going to go, we're not going to see a spring market next year. We're just going to see a spring market the whole time.
What do you think the fall market's going to be like?
It's going to be good. Still very competitive. We've seen competition in July and August, which usually July and August, everybody's like, peace out, we're out. We're taking a vacation. Now buyers are staying, they're writing, we're getting multiple contracts in July and August.
Yeah.
Usually I'm like, why am I even here?
Right.
So if we're seeing that in July and August, we're going to see that even more in September through, I'm telling you, through the next spring market. It's just going to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. So. On one of your points, interest rates are at an all-time low. I'm going to go against the grain here. I don't get excited about interest rates. I don't think that's a motivating factor for a buyer. I've never met a buyer that was like, you know what, I'm just going to buy right now because interest rates are so low. I feel like interest rates are a tool that lenders and agents use, and I'm not saying you do this, but like, oh, my email newsletter just went out. Interest rates are at an all-time low. And someone's not going to get that and be like, oh, well, now's the time to buy because I can save like $20 on my mortgage. I don't get excited about that. I don't think interest rates matter.
I personally do. I'll take the opposite side. First, that's going to be a lot of refinancing going on. So,
which is
our clients,
which is the opposite of what I just said.
Exactly. So, a great time to refinance. But at the same time, I look at it as, all right, I want to find a house pretty quickly. I'm in the market, right? So I want to find a house when these things are low. So it motivates me a little bit more to say, all right, let's get looking now, because if it goes up 0.5% or 1%, the value of what I can buy is going down. So I can afford more house right now than I could in 6 months or a year. So that puts that push to people, right? So that you can afford more house now, buy now.
Yeah.
Right. That's my thought.
So are interest rates going to keep going down?
I don't think so. I think they're going to hover. I mean, they're really low. We haven't seen this low in a long time. I mean, yeah, granted, they've been pretty good. They've been under 5 for years and years and years. But the lowest we've seen is, I've seen somebody get a 3.25 or something. But that was maybe a different format of loan, right? So it might be interest only or whatever it is. But 30-year fixed at 3.5% is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the time, man. If you're holding and you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh, we're going to go into a recession or the prices are going to drop, not in this area. They're not. They're going to keep going. Amazon's not even here yet. The businesses that are coming after it are not here yet. They're going to follow. Yeah. And these prices are going to keep increasing. Yeah.
Other than interest rates, I think people that say a recession is coming, Amazon is already priced into the market. I think these are just blocks that people have as like an excuse, maybe not to get in. They're like, oh, well, Amazon's already priced in. Or, oh, well, I heard that there's going to be a recession. Like, really? You heard there's going to be a recession? Make some money off of that. Like, what are you doing? If you know that there's going to be a recession, why don't you do something about it? Because recessions don't just happen and everyone knows about them and it's like, all right, let's brace ourselves. I think it's something where it's unknown and then all of a sudden we wake up and we're like 6 months into a recession.
Yeah, you can't predict it. You got to live your life. Go buy the house that you want to buy. The market's stiff right now, but it is what it is. So let's go over a couple numbers. In Arlington, the median days on market, median for all of Arlington is 11. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's really good. For Alexandria, it's 14.
Yeah.
So Alexandria usually is a lot slower than Arlington.
Right.
But it's right there with it. And then the whole metro region, 27 days on market. That's excellent. Usually, in a normal market, we're like, I tell people 30 days is kind of like, expect 30 days. Now we're expecting a weekend. And then
we got a Facebook comment from Andrew. He said the problem with selling people on low interest rates is you're going to train buyers to potentially hold, potential buyers to hold.
Hold and wait out for an interest rate. That's true.
So what would your response to Andrew be?
Well, if they go up and they're waiting for a lower one, then what if they keep going, right? So he's exactly right.
Hold forever.
Yeah, you're going to hold forever and you're going to miss the boat. So don't wait on an interest rate. Right now is a great time to buy. It's a time to jump in. if they keep going up, at some point they could come back down. You could refinance, but the key is they're low.
Yeah.
Buy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What else?
What else you got? I interrupted you.
Half of the market. So half of the homes that go on the market. So you're looking at median, but half of the homes that go on the market in this area are gone in 2 weeks. Half. That's compared to 29% nationwide.
Wow.
So it's a strong market, like
yeah,
we've
like
been saying.
2x at least.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, all
ridiculous.
those brokers from Walla Walla, Washington that we met. I don't know why I keep using that one as an example.
Did we meet anybody from Walla
No,
Walla?
but there was some guy on a video. I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to use him for every single agent that I met there. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Arlington and Alexandria. They call them cities. The Redfin calls them cities. So another.
I mean, they are, but like they're cities around a city.
No, they're
right?
not.
I mean,
Arlington's a county.
That's true.
It's not a city, but it is city of Alexandria. So the most competitive market in the entire United States comes as no surprise to us. I really want to put some clips together about our predictions, and how competitive we said, by now it's December, and then people slept on it.
People held off, and now they're up $30,000, $40,000, $200,000 in certain instances.
Yeah.
So
if you have a single family in 22202, you're sitting pretty right about now.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, cool. Well, for Shawn and myself, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Take care.